I did. Thanks for tuning into the live stream. You should get your mom into it.
Are they tuned in?
They should be.
Okay.
They better be.
Yeah, maybe. Can't make any promises at this point.
They gotta tune in and they need to get a friend into it. You can't just enjoy something by yourself. You gotta like rope somebody else into it. It's more fun that way.
Absolutely. We are going to pull up in Rumble live chat. So that says we're live. Let's check the audio. Audio.
Real audio.
Audio's good.
At least in Rumble.
Rumble live chat coming going live. Boom. One set. Oh, won't actually be on the live video. Live chat, video, live chat, everything's in there. We are good. We have more people joining us soon. I think I'm going to switch this camera out. Switch that one over because that one zooms in. So I can put that one there so I can zoom in on Jesse. And then maybe try the other higher quality camera up there since I'm moving the computer anyways. And see if I can't get zoomed in on everybody because I can't zoom in on Jesse.
Oh.
That one in tabletop doesn't zoom in, but usually that one I move around anyway, so.
Well, and Jesse will tell you every time.
No, it's okay, I don't need to zoom in.
Shut up.
It's fine.
You do.
Well, don't pick your nose.
Right.
You see the same thing no matter what.
Right?
Like, come on now.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've had my moments.
I pick my nose all the time.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Dude, sometimes.
Hey, you've got to dig. Get it done.
Sometimes you gotta dig. You just dig.
Right? Those people who make fun of you, I do that because they do that themselves.
It's true.
Don't need that. Don't need that. Just need that. We're all set. So yeah, everybody should be on their way. We will not have a go rack today, unfortunately. Just other matters at hand. But Norman will be joining us shortly. He's just running late with life stuff.
It happens.
But we are here now. You guys just left. If you can just find it.
We just entered the
You should have just
bazaar.
left.
No, we've been in the.
You're in the bazaar.
Right.
Yes.
Been in the bazaar.
You just left.
What's her faces? I guess I had to pull up my notes.
It wasn't Midnight Antiques. It was. Was it Midnight
Midnight Antiquities.
Antiquities?
Yeah. Pull it up right now.
I think it was Midnight Antiquities. Yeah. Yeah. You went to Midnight Antiquities.
Yep. Where we traded some stuff for a luck blade. Islot was very kind and.
Yep. Islog. But you just kind of got everything all set up. We're somewhat warned on being careful with trying to reshape the fabric of reality, as reality tends to not want to be completely reshaped.
I'm deleting the
Oh, that's half the fun.
Uncomplicator's blade.
uncomplicated blade. We've
Fair.
established that
That
is.
is
We
gone.
have established. That is gone. We have the luck blade.
And you also no longer have a hither staff.
That's true.
So
That kind of sucked, but hey. not
you
mine
guys
to go,
don't,
so.
as long as you don't absolutely fuck up everything with whatever you do with 3 wishes, this will actually work out in my favor.
I think we kind of predict that we're actually going to fuck up everything with 3 wishes because that's
the
apparently
way it
in our
works.
nature. Heaven forbid we ever, have something good happen to us.
Right?
Well, it just comes down to what you're going for. There are definitely some really good ones that have happened for you. Yeah, it looks like
I
he
mean,
already deleted.
All steps have led to here, and here is not the greatest.
Looks like he did. Okay, he did take off the sword. So the other staff, the Storm Dancer, and Uncomplicator's Blade are gone. I'm really surprised you didn't want to use that Uncomplicator's Blade more.
I loved it, but it only attacked once. If it had multiple attacks, I'd been
I'll
all
give you
over
that. It does only attack once.
Yes.
But D8s instead of D6s.
Yeah, but
is
I have as
just-
many ones on D8s as I do on D6s.
I give you that. You just have a lot more 8s. A
Yeah.
lot more 8s.
And I'll never see them because they're always on the downside.
I feel you. I feel you.
Not never, rarely.
But yeah, so
I
you
give my
guys.
D8s credit. Credit is due. They occasionally throw an 8 my way.
Yeah.
But they're all about the ones.
I know.
And so are the D6s. So might as well use something that I can track 3 times and gives 3 times as many ones.
No, I get you. I get you.
I loved it. I really did. I liked it. And if my dice were my friend, yeah, but they're not. So I have to deal with what I'm done.
Yeah. That one, and then using that, and then using your attack of opportunity just gets vicious. Because in your, you're only attacking the once per round, or like once on your turn, but then you provoke that attack of opportunity, which is not on your turn anymore, meaning that you get that sneak attack again. And it can get just insane.
That also gives him away.
Then it reveals you, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's no big deal.
No big deal when we've had party members die in less than a round.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal.
You don't expose yourself. Hell no. It's called preservation.
Yeah.
You go walking by me, he's like, you lucked out, bitch.
We have had party members die in less than a round. I'll give you that. But also, I was a melee spellcaster. I'm not the one who built to play the spellcaster. I get it.
Well, guess what?
A melee spellcaster who still had probably the most hit points in the fucking game because she had Armor of Agathis. She was 2 levels higher than everybody else, and she had her reaction.
She had way less hit points than Golrak even before his thing. She had a fuck ton of hit points.
She had a boatload of hit points, but not Golrak hit points. She
not Golrak or fighters or anything like that. I mean,
but she still had a bunch of fucking hit points. And a reaction, and extra temporary hit points, and still fucking died in less than a round.
Me and Leslie Quiz are both painfully aware that death in a round is quite possible. So exposing yourself for a freaking opportunity attack, not worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are leaving Islode's shop. What do we want to do from here? As Grizzle kind of walks up to you. He's not going in the shops with you.
Right.
He's just kind of keeping an eye on it.
So what do you think we have for like rings and necklaces, anything, jewelry, magical items, kind of like that there? Dude.
Rings and necklaces. No.
I bet Thrax maybe? No, Zarvax. I bet Zarvax would have some really fun ones.
Yeah, he definitely has some stuff.
He might have sentient ones.
You might, the Veil of Desires has some trinkets, which are kind of like necklaces type stuff, potentially.
Veil of Desires.
I know that Ember's Forge has like magical trinkets, stuff like that, lots of fiery stuff, so maybe. Aside from that, I don't think there'd be anything that he knows. What do you know about that? Ironworks Emporium has some special necklaces that people want for some reason. Other than that, you know, some things are tied into different things. Yeah, you have to ask anybody else on anything beyond that. That's about the extent of what I know for what people actually sell, like, specifically.
Iron Place doesn't strike me as someplace that would have what I'm looking for, but obviously keeping in mind if all those others fail. What was the one you were talking about?
Well, Zarvax might, because he's apparently got lots of fun artifacts that tend to be highly sought after or stolen. Is sort of the vibe we got. But
Still doesn't bother me.
right, Veil of Desires was the one that Dave just mentioned. That one's probably a good one.
Switching a Veil of Desires and then Jarlax, buddy. What? You said Jarlax?
Zarvax.
Zarvax. It's like Jarlaxle.
Zarvax.
Gotta watch out for those guys.
Argyle the Arcane. What about him? Maybe he might. Or that store. Although they
There's
They
like more
might.
gadgets and stuff. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say they might have some sort of item that's like a wish, but it's not gonna be as good as we think.
Never is.
That's what we were told.
yeah. Argyle runs the Glimmering Gizmos.
Glimmering Gizmos.
He sells like magical gadgets and arcane curiosities.
Those are cool, and I love me a good gadget, but a good gizmo, but that's not what I'm looking for right now.
Zarvax if you're feeling spicy, or yeah, maybe some of those other ones.
Let's go there.
Zarvex?
No, the first one, the other one you said. The new one.
The newer one, Veil of Desires.
I think that was it.
That was the one that David just mentioned.
Yeah.
Or you could always ask Aria at Echoes in the Shadows to find things that we're looking for. We gotta trade secrets for secrets, would be my guess.
I don't really have any secrets. What you see of me is what you get.
Bullshit. Oh. So stuck in my throat. Sorry.
Do you have a certain allergy, do you?
A little bit.
I want to get that looked at.
It's like manure or something
If you're,
for a minute.
if you're going to be hanging around me, you need to have that checked out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
It might be contagious.
Would you really just like
Might be contagious.
maybe?
So you guys are thinking Veil of Desires?
Yeah. Let's go to Veil of Desire, see what kind of ring situation they might have. I'm gonna let you be the front man on this.
All right.
You guys get hustled over.
Here. Interesting choice of words.
Hustled over to a kind of small shop tucked away. Again, lots of silks kind of cover the top of the shop, leaving it in shadows. It's a kind of a crevasse of the canyon built into it a little bit, built out of it a little bit too, but very, very covered with silks hanging down. And on the silk, it's embroidered. It says Veil of Desires. Kind of opening up a couple of like curtains, walking into until you find
He's
more.
not doing his
established
best
shop.
not to touch a single one, just because he can.
As people are moving in, you're just kind of like shooting between legs and stuff. When you get
Big
in,
old curtain wave from the wings. You know, like,
Quiz in it. So,
the darkened nature of this place makes a little bit more sense, as when you get in, you see a female drow, onyx skin, long flowing silver hair, and then eyes that have just a faint bit of a red light gleaming in them. She looks. He goes, "Greetings, merchants. What can I get for you?"
I was kind of shopping for rather interesting items, wondering if this would be the place that I might find it.
Well, I sell lots of items depending on what it is you're looking for.
Looking for a celestial clutch necklace.
I can't say I've heard of such a thing.
Well then, I guess we're done here.
I do have other items that may be helpful.
What you got? You got to sell me.
Well, what does a celestial clutch necklace do?
It allows me to wear as many rings as there are fingers on the celestial hand. Utilize those rings as if I were wearing them.
That is nice. Nope, that's not what we want. Nope, that's still not what we want. We're gonna come here and go. That's what we're looking for. Well, I have some helpful things, maybe not quite to that level, but I do have some powerful necklaces, ones that can alter your very person, making you more fortuitous. I've got ones that, yeah, I get the desire to not have to worry about attunements with rings, but I have some necklaces that don't require attunements and offer resistances to poison, explosive capabilities, things like that.
A necklace that doesn't have to be attuned, that grants resistance to poison. Do you have anything as well that would grant resistance to, say, I don't know what the fuck you call it. Shit you have to make a freaking con save for.
Pose, poisons, thunders.
I seem to have to make con saves for shit that I'm just not that proficient with.
The necklace that I would have that would help you with making con saves would require definitely would require attunement. But as far as things that don't require attunement, the necklace that would protect you against poisons helps with a lot of those things, depending on what it is you're trying to overcome.
Poison would be nice. But my problem is I'm already maxed out on attunements, and therefore I'm looking on increasing the ability of those things to which I'm attuned. So,
There's very little that can do that. Your best bet is to find more powerful items that don't necessarily require attunement, which is definitely rare, to say the least.
agreed. I'm done here. Let's go check out the, what's his name?
Fair enough. I am curious. You wouldn't happen to have a ring of amity on you, would you?
Well, it does require attunement.
It does.
I'm not asking. Somebody else.
It's definitely something I have available. I have many things that don't require attunement, just depends on what it is that you're looking for. You're trying to modify one's form without connecting to a magical item is very difficult to do.
The artifacts that allow one to do such things are absolutely amongst the rarest.
Absolutely.
Although it has attunement, it is something that would interest me. Are you in the market for trading things such as precious gemstones?
Potentially, depending on what gemstones you're looking for. And she'll pull out a box that has a nice hematite ring with the engraving of the friend rune.
Breaking up the ring. Just trying to think.
I do have one ring that doesn't require attunement, that doesn't look like it lays upon your hand either. And she will set out a gold ring with a fluorite stone in it. This is designed to sharpen the wearer's mind. Anybody who walks out of my shop without purchasing something clearly needs to have their wits re-examined.
If you don't got what I need, there's nothing witty that's necessary.
Do you have an offer for this ring of amity?
I've been out of touch for a while from most merchant circles, but I know that what I have is necessary for many spellcasters and such.
Just know as well that a natural 20 and a critical hit are not the same thing.
Oh, I know.
I just want to make sure we're clear before you buy this ring.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't want you to think you could just be like,
Come
hey
on,
Chris,
you don't
cut
have
their
to-
head off. Hey
no.
Chris, cut their head off.
You don't have to tell
Yeah.
me that. Trust
Just
me.
making
I
sure.
already know.
Yeah.
Already know. No, there is a difference between rolling a natural 20 and a critical hit.
The difference between quizzes, natural 20s, and rolling one. There's a difference.
Yeah.
I understand this.
Which is why I literally was like, nope, that's not, because
Right.
I'm not going to let you just
Not
be
with
like,
Borval, yeah.
3 times per day,
Mhm.
I can just cut
Yeah.
somebody's head off.
You're done. No.
You know, it's funny because Vithrank at the end was walking around with a Vorpal sword.
Mm-hmm.
Vithrank had a -1 to attack with a Vorpal sword.
Yep.
Meaning that anything that was wearing plate mail or higher, I
Straight
pretty
roll.
much had to roll a 20 to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
It also,
Vithrank had the ability to change the dice into the number rolled needed. Meaning that if Vithroll swung at you, if you had more, or if Vithrank swung at you, if you had more than an 18 AC, he could take a level exhaustion and turn his roll into a natural 20.
Yeah.
So he could just automatic Vorpal. That was really broken at the end, but yeah, it's like, yeah, that doesn't. Gotta be careful with the way that they word certain things, but. But she does have these things available. These 2 rings sitting on the table in front of you both. If it's something you were interested in.
Trying to think of what else we would use money or gemstones for.
You seem to know what this ring does.
I do.
As you look to you. So this ring is a ring of Puzzler's Wit. Holds 3 charges, which regain daily at dawn. And whenever you are really racking your brain on whether or not, whenever you're racking your brain on something, you can use one of these charges to get the results you're looking for, to kind of get that noodle of yours working. And it doesn't require attunement. Just an option.
Give you math is killing me right now.
cerebral blowout.
Give you 10 5,000 gold piece diamonds.
Can you give me a calculator that doesn't require me to watch a fucking video for some reason?
Right? Don't we all wish?
So 10
10.
5,000 gold piece diamonds. Give me a persuasion.
Persuasion. Is she a good creature?
She's a drow.
No, it doesn't matter.
She's not evil.
Which means she's
She's
not
She's
just
probably neutral. I'm
Probably
sure.
like neutral, good. Very, very thin line between it wherever she is.
Because of the book.
Mm-hmm.
If she's good, I would have advantage.
You can take it with advantage.
I'll also use knowledge from a past life, because I feel like this is relatively important.
right.
It's at 27.
27. Don't really make anything with that deal. Pretty much just covers the cost of what I have. Maybe just a little bit of a polish on it and we'll call it even. Anything else you can kind of toss in with that?
I've also got some black pearls with it. if I had any sort of trinkets or items that I think would interest you, I would offer, but...
I heard that diamonds are a woman's best friend. I'll put another one in.
Throw another 5,000. Okay. That works for me.
Fair enough. Awfully kind of you, thank you.
Of course. And if you're interested, it does require attunement, but I always offer bands of loyalty with purchases, if you're interested. Only with my finer rings.
Are you saying you offer them to go with them, or you offer them for sale as well?
I offer them with the purchase you already made. With one of my finer rings.
But we'll take it. Not everyone will.
I say I can't imagine why we would ever need one, but maybe it's best to have one and not need it.
They're not necessarily the best of items. Not necessarily the most good of items.
No, it's not. For your inclusion, you can have that. I would like nothing to do with it.
Nor would I.
Well, I'm sure you've got other friends or potentially other merchants who'd be interested.
Use this word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
No, what's that, friends?
Having friends.
Oh, right, yes. I like to think we're friends, somewhat.
Somewhat. Golrak. And you.
Well, there you go. There's the
That's about
plural.
it.
At the very end of the word, there is an S.
Golraks. Adoons. Maybe.
Maybe.
Was there anything else I can interest you in? You're not interested in purchasing a ring for me.
Don't need more rings if you don't have the celestial flesh necklace.
This doesn't require attunement.
Oh, you're talking about the... Which one was it again?
The ring of Puzzler's Wit.
You have to describe that one a little better for me.
There's 3 charges. Once per day when attempting to come upon the answer to a riddle or a problem, you can expend 1 charge to give yourself an advantage. Basically, when you make an intelligence check, you can expend 1 charge to give yourself advantage on the check. It's going to be all intelligence-based checks.
It's not once a day, it's until you expend your charge.
3 times per day, effectively.
But you have the chance to regain only like a charge a day.
Yeah, there is a chance.
So, a charge a day.
For you.
For me.
A minimum.
It's based on chance.
No, never
No,
mind.
minimum of 0.
There is a minimum of 0.
Yeah.
There's a chance that you don't get a charge.
Of course it is.
D4 minus 1.
Just every day you don't get one. Use all 3 charges, and that's pretty much the use of the
Hey,
ring.
that was it.
Mhm.
It's interesting, but I'll have to pass on everything.
There would be a day where I don't get one.
Nothing. Yep.
I just rolled 2 4s.
Oh, there would be a day I don't get one. No, I get 2 back on. It's only fitting. Make up for the days that it decided not to recharge.
Right.
But,
But that's days.
but it also doesn't require attunement. So
It's alright.
It's fine. Because that's also like investigation checks where you're like a lot.
He is a lot like that a lot.
Mhm.
but Hey,
What?
if he doesn't want it, I'll take
What,
it.
what are you looking for that?
No, you should take it. You should.
Investigation checks. Fine. Existence.
The fuck even when we have advantage on him? Hey, I'm gonna have our receipt clears.
Yeah.
This looks
You
fantastic.
can have cookie if you want. Have some coffee cake. Whatever you want.
This coffee cake?
Just, yeah, the basic stuff.
No coffee cake. This little tab does not want to let go.
It does not.
It said it has a job to do.
What's gonna do it?
It's gonna fucking do it.
It's gonna make you look like an idiot while it does it.
Always. Doesn't really have to try hard.
Why don't you make me an offer?
I have to. How about 4 of those diamonds you seem to like so much?
I can make that work.
Can I have an insight to see if she really likes that?
Yeah.
It's a 35.
She seems pleased by the offer. Like, she's not like blown away, like, oh my god, but she seems like, okay, yeah, it's a good deal for her.
Alright. We found a place
And
where
I added that, so if you just refresh, it's
Okay.
on there.
we found a place where gemstones have a little bit of pull.
You can use gemstones, trading them with some of the people who make jewelry for me. Seems to work well. There are definitely some things that
I'm sure you find the caster finds those quite useful as well.
When it comes to jewelry, maybe not so much, but there are casters who use them for reagents, of course.
Yeah.
Bringing the dead back to life is more difficult now these past 2 decades. But what can you do? Not get the death. That's what you can do.
it also is more difficult on the timeline because somebody stole all the diamonds from a lot of the people who resurrected people.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
We
That
did
had no
before,
consequences. No consequences at all.
No, it's just consequences that still keep happening, even though we're in a different timeline.
Not from that one. There's no one hunting you anymore.
That we know of.
Where would you guys like to go from here? Or is there anything else you would like from Veil of Desires?
I think I'm all good with Veil. I think that was pretty much everything that we...
What about the J dude you were talking about? The fuck's his name?
J dude? Or are you talking about Zarvax?
Zarvax, maybe, yes. That's it.
I am curious about Zarvax.
We'll definitely have to go take a look there. That's the word.
Absolutely. Zarvex, who owns Shadow Scale Relics. You guys get brought to a location that's kind of near the outskirts of town, one of the first shops that you saw. And there's a male tiefling. Tall and wiry, crimson skin, large curved horns, eyes that glow with an eerie purple light. in a shop that's built completely above ground. The front windows are open and have like boards that like kind of fold down, have a couple things on it. He walks and looks around it. Stuff sitting on the outside that draws your attention. You're like, if I wanted any of that stuff, it would be mine. It would be relatively easy to snag some of the things out there. Not that anything looks too crazy. It looks like the more valuable stuff's on the inside, but he's walking around.
Quiz walks in, starts looking around his shop area.
Give me a perception.
23.
Seems like you're alone in the shop as your party members go in. He seems to just kind of disappear. Looking around, you're seeing all forms of trinkets. There's sets of armor. There are goggles. There are cloaks. There are javelins. There are potions, shields, all kinds of just random little things about. Large axe on the wall. Just things.
Quiz walks up to it.
To the axe.
Test the edge of it.
Seems
Bites you. Oh.
pretty sharp. And you'll hear I would be careful with that one. It says that axe drinks the blood of its foe, empowering its wielder.
Fortunately, it's not being wielded at the moment, so I think I'm okay.
This is true. But the axe is still thirsty. I would be wary.
Absolutely.
Generally, when you grab an axe, you want to grab it by the leather-wrapped end.
Yeah, that's not the end that I'm usually concerned about. It's this end out here that's coming at me that's the one I'm concerned about. If it didn't go right there, he knows more about the leather wrapped end of this thing.
Is there something that I can interest you in?
One item, 3 words. Celestial clutch necklace.
I can't say that I have that.
The finder's fees for someone who can lead me in the correct direction if someone does.
What sort of finder's fee are we talking about?
Perhaps some gems of a specific value.
Interesting. If somebody were to have a celestial clutch necklace and I were to offer up information on such a powerful item for mere coin or the like, could look poorly upon me.
Or would look poorly upon you. I would never mention where I got to such information from, and the only thing they could be doing is making a sale.
True, but you never know who is watching.
I'm pretty sure you have an exact idea of exactly everyone who's in here watching.
I never have an idea. of who is watching, unfortunately. There are always people watching, always people looking. Gemstones are nice, and I deal in gemstones for what I have here.
Pretty sure I'm complacent.
As you can tell. And he'll like open up he'll open a little like thing, and he has a bunch of gemstones in like a lockbox. He goes, I do deal in gemstones,
It's like dealing in gold or platinum.
but I don't necessarily need to trade. If you are looking for assistance on that, I do offer stones that will benefit you in your search. And he'll open a box that contains 8 very, very nice looking stones. They're little carved stones that look almost like a cat head. Kind of looks like a stone of good luck. These look 10 times nicer than yours. They're just glistening. Oh, that's cute. These are far greater. If you're using that, I mean,
I'm not currently using this at the moment.
well, if not, I mean, then so be it. But if you're looking around and if that's ever beneficial to you, I promise you these are far more beneficial.
You say far more, but that is such a subjective term.
True. Even the slightest little bit of benefit can mean a lot.
At the correct times, of course it can.
I mean, if you're a miserable failure,
Right.
these aren't going to do much. But
Obviously.
if you're good at getting close, these will get you past.
This used to. I have skills now that make this not necessary for me to be attuned to it. What makes you think that those would be so much better than this?
They have a stronger magic on them. Significantly stronger. That is a common luck stone.
This is
These are superior magic. That will nudge you. These will push.
I've gotten to a place where I can pretty much put myself. How would those help me?
I'm just saying you clearly have a luck stone on you. These are better luck stones. Just offering. If not, there's no sweat off my back.
Understandable.
Most likely would require you to attune to it.
Would it require attunement?
They do require
Of course they
attunement.
do.
I have some things that don't require attunement,
The things
if that's what you're looking
that I'm
for.
attuned to. I really... What do you have that doesn't require attunement?
I have potions of healing that I offer at a discounted price. I sell them better than anybody in town. And
Are
I
those
have
of a variable amount of healing that you can get?
just the basics, but they're cheaper.
What do you selling here for?
I tend to sell them for 40 gold each, whereas the going rate is tends to be 50 gold. But I like to dabble in the alchemy arts, so the fun of making them makes them worth losing money on.
I think you lose money. You're just not making as much as your competitors.
I mean, it's a good bottle, all the components all together. Depending on the situation, I might lose a little here or there. I also have stones that will magically help you in sneaking and moving about. They help you by removing the burden of weight from gear.
That might be something I'm interested in.
Doesn't require too many either.
What would you be looking for one of those?
I mean, it depends on how important it is for one to sneak about, remain hidden. If someone like him were to come at me and ask for it, I don't think it would help him that much. I feel like he can carry that weight and he's not being too quiet in that armor. So I'd probably let him go with, you know, a couple thousand gold maybe. But somebody who knows the value of it, I would ask for maybe a 1,000 or 2 more.
I can know and appreciate the value without finding its use for myself or my own benefit.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't sell you one. I'll sell you one if you're interested.
I am not, but I thank you for humoring me.
Give you 20 amethysts. Suppose that'd be about 2,000 gold pieces worth.
$2,000 gold. It's a bit light for what I would normally charge for this. Even for someone like him, I'd usually push more for about 5,000. Do you have any more of these amethysts on hand?
I do. I could go as high as, say, 40 of them.
40 amethysts, 4,000 gold. I could possibly cut you a discount if you were buying some potions or the like.
I feel like we could invest in some potions. Absolutely.
We could invest in some potions.
How many potions do you have, or would be willing to part with?
I currently have 26 potions available.
That is a lot of potions.
They're basic.
Right. Well, got some pearls I could invest in some potions with.
Really? I have to watch another fucking ad to use my calculator. What the fuck? This is the calculator that came with it.
It's obnoxious.
I want you to buy one. Or watch their ads.
500 gold piece pearls.
Yeah.
I'll give you 12 per pearl. 12 potions.
I'd give you 2 of them. If you're willing to part with that many. I know that you probably have clients who are eager to come and purchase them from you.
If you were to give me 3 black pearls, I'd give you the 26 potions and the stone
With those amethysts.
with the amethyst, with the 4,000, and with this
40.
40 amethysts. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
4,000 gold worth of
4,000 amethysts.
4,000 gold worth of amethysts.
No, I'm willing to part with 3 black pearls to help smooth that deal.
I got 1 black pearl to cover.
You sure? All right.
Yes. Could be a good deal.
Okay.
This is still Zarvax, right?
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that you're looking to purchase? I have lots of different items.
I think that was mostly what we were looking for at the moment. Potions especially are helpful.
And you're happy with the shield you have? I have similar shields to it.
Similar shields to this one.
Looks relatively familiar to this one. This one gives you resistance to ranged attacks.
This one is similar and yet...
It looks very nice. I like it. I'm just saying if one of your allies wants one similar to it.
Oh, that's fair.
It's not like my stones. My stones are better than what he has. These are not as nice as the one you have. But it seems to have similar magic.
Yes, I think for someone such as myself, this type of shield is quite useful. I can't imagine any of my companions wanting one, but who knows? They are rather fun.
Companions?
Oh, these shields.
I'd rather just not be seen.
Are you taking all the potions?
I was gonna divvy them up between everybody. Everybody can get 8.
Does anybody else have potions on it, appealing on them right now?
I don't think so.
Quiz has none.
I think we've used them all. Everybody can have 8, except I was thinking maybe Quiz and Norn can have 9. Right? Is that how that works? No, that's too many. It's 6, and then 7 and 7.
You have 2 supreme potions appealing.
Yeah.
Who?
You do.
What?
Yeah.
In your backpack.
Oh.
But that's it.
But yeah, so Norin and Quiz can have 7 basic healing. Golrak and Dude can have 6.
No, you notice there's 0 and 0 by them. I've used those.
Oh, okay. I just typed in healing. I'm just seeing how many potions. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna get those. We don't have to worry about that. So, Norn has 1 potion of healing, 4 greater and 1 superior. But you're offering him. Do you want to give him 8 or 9 still?
I'll give him 7.
Or are you giving him 7? Okay.
Yeah, him and Quiz 7 and Gorak and I 6. Just the more mobile people and slash casterly types with the majority of them, I think is kind of nice. Gorak and have a little bit more of that survivability.
Everybody I've ever seen.
In quotes.
Did you add those?
What?
Or do you want me to?
Potion of healing.
Potion of healing.
The basics.
You would. You just need to go away. I don't know how to do that.
If you refresh, they're gone.
Okay.
I'm going to go into your backpack.
Yep.
Do it.
And I'm going to add potions of healing. You said
Yeah.
7?
Yeah, 7 for Quiz and Nord. 6 for Gorak and me. I already added mine.
4, 5, 6, 7 for in your backpack. And then Gorak is getting 6. Does he have any currently? Looks like he does not. Wait, nope. He has Supreme and Superior.
Nice. Or do they have zeros next?
They do not. Potion of healing.
Because
2, 3, 4, 5,
I think
6.
he gave at least one of his to 5th rank.
Not 5th rank. Glancer.
Blind turn.
Lance rank.
Yeah. I think you did give him one. He was in a spot when I think you gave him one. Perfect.
There's no potions been added to. You've been doing that?
Cool. Potions healing added.
Added.
Alright. Those are the ones that are basically like a spare the dying. Except it actually gives you a little bit of consciousness.
Yeah.
Until the next
You
creature
did
takes
7,
it.
6, 6, 7.
Yep.
I think everybody has them. Since half my people aren't here, let's make sure I have them written down so that nobody loses stuff that they don't have. Is there anything else I can interest you in?
We heard you were a purveyor of artifacts. Just out of curiosities, what's one of your favorite ones that you may have acquired recently? If I may ask. We're always in the market for helpful items on our quest.
Did you put the stone in that Quiz got?
I'll add it in. I have a cloak of the Abyssal Hunter. This dark cloak allows you to transform into a hellhound for 1 hour. Kind of like a very specific polymorph spell. But it'll allow you to hunt on these plains in a much more seasoned nature. And he'll show you, and you see this like cloak that just has this like red and black fur. Just kind of like looks like fiery in nature. And then he'll set out some boots. The boots are it's greaves, so like it's like almost like for the full shin there, and it covers over to the top of the boot. And these black leg guards are decorated in like skulls screaming in terror. These are greaves of screaming speed. 3 times per day, one can use the swiftest of actions to double your walking speed, also making yourself more nimble at avoiding things. Last for 1 minute, regaining most charges daily. 3 minutes per day, split up or back to back. You can move at double the normal person's speed and avoid all but the most inelusive of traps.
So, haste without the exhaustion.
Or maybe
Like
with the
boots of speeds,
exhaustion.
kind of.
Does it have the exhaustion factor at the end?
No, it's not like the haste spell. You don't become lethargic at the end of it. Simply move at a quickened speed for 1 minute, and then it ends.
They are interesting, but I might have to pass on this one.
Of course.
Big strings, big strings.
I also have armor that can help you to avoid certain types of damage, and I'll kind of pull out 3 sets of plate armor that look really nice. One of them with little nudges, like little ridges on it. This can save off all of the most pervasive club attacks, maces, hammers, giving you resistance to bludgeoning damage.
You lost me a plate.
I guess another one is this one gives the wearer resistance to piercing damage. And then I'll show you another one that has like little like rods going through it. And this one gives the wearer resistance to slashing damage.
Pretty interesting.
If you know the type of armor you're going against, having all 3 of these in your repertoire can be highly beneficial.
They magically enhanced to dawn and off.
No, there's still play. It'll still take that time. If you don't like plate armor, I see you're more of a leather armor. Wear decent leather, but I do have some powerful studded leather made for the wearer who is looking for exploration. I'll pull out black studded leather. It has like red sheen to it. While wearing this armor, you can use a swift action to summon a projection of yourself into an unoccupied space within 30 feet of yourself. This projection is a translucent copy of you that has immunity to all damage and conditions, can make attacks and cast spells with any range other than self, as if standing in the projection space. The projection disappears at the end of your turn. You can only use this once per day, but allows you to be 2 places at once.
It's interesting. Mine lets me use it all day long.
True.
The 2 places at once, they're reminiscent of Sehanine.
That is where this magic derives its power.
That's better. You gotta dig deep into his repertoire to find the better mix.
Yes. That is very interesting. Great lore
What's that?
of puzzles and things of the such that sometimes require one to be in places at one time.
That's true. But I find there's a greater value in making certain nobody knows what the fuck you are.
True. It can be beneficial.
It is certainly interesting, and maybe we could return at some point if we change our minds. But for me personally, I think that would be interested in a drink.
It sounds like a premium idea.
I also have one that's potentially interested for some of you. If you're looking to enhance your strength while also giving yourself the ability to better cast spells. I'll hold out. It's like a foot-long shard of obsidian that has veins of silver and gold beneath its surface. While holding this, you can enhance your using it as a spell focus, you can enhance your spell attack rolls. And while attuned to it, your strength score is increased by 4 to certain limits.
Increased by 4. That's a lot.
Which is awesome, but it requires attunement. And it is not. Worth losing any of my attunements to get it.
I mean, you guys are fully attuned. You are geared up. What brought you to this marketplace in the first place?
Looking for something better. Why would we not look for something better?
I'm not saying that I don't understand that. I'm just saying, was there anything in particular that you came looking for?
Well, we were also interested in maybe if you had required any fresh decks or items of chance, things
things known as magic beans or bags of beans. Things of that nature.
I have 2 decks that are magic on hand. I have a deck of wild cards, and I have a Fate Dealer's deck.
Deck of wild cards and Fate Dealer's deck.
Yes.
Deck of wild cards.
Deck of wild cards, heavy vellum cards, hums with magical enemy or energy of elemental chaos. The deck functions only if cards are drawn at random. A deck of real-world playing cards can simulate a deck. As an action, you can draw from this deck and throw it to make a ranged spell attack using a dexterity for the attack roll. The card has a range of 30 feet. On a hit, it deals 1d4 slashing damage and imposes magical effect determined by the suit, as determined by the deck of wild cards table. The card immediately returns to the deck after it hits or misses. This does not require attunement, so you can just pull them and throw them 30 feet, dex decks.
What? That's crazy.
If you pull a spade, the card explodes in a burst of fire. Each target within 5 feet must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or take 2d8 fire damage. If you pull a diamond, which is coins, the card shoots streaks of lightning. Target must make a dexterity 15 or a DC 15 dexterity saving throw on a save. On a failed save, the target has the blinded condition until the end of their next turn, and each creature within 10 feet takes 1d6 lightning damage. Hearts, which is cups. The card covers the target in a thick layer of ice. The target takes 1d10 cold damage and must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or be restrained until the end of the next turn. And then swords. I'm sorry, these are spades, most clubs. The card unleashes a sharp concussive blast to the target, and each creature within 5 feet of it take 1d6 force damage and must make a DC 15 strength saving throw or have the prone condition. Knocked prone.
It's pretty fun.
Does not require attunement.
Wow. So deck of wild cards, and then what was the other one?
A Fate Dealer's deck does require attunement. The back of these cards are inscribed with glyphs representing the inner planes and outer planes, or the holy symbol of various deities. While holding the deck, you can use you can use it as a spell casting focus. You gain a bonus on spell attack rolls and save DC. This bonus is determined by the deck's rarity. In addition, while you're holding the deck, you can draw an action, or I'm sorry, you can draw a card and use an action to expend and roll one of your hit dice and add the deck's bonus to the number rolled. Each creature you can see within 30 feet of you takes either radiant damage or regain hit points equal to the total. So, yeah. Basically, there's multiple different ones. There's rare, very rare. He has a very rare one, so it's +2. So +2 to your spell attack rolls and save, and then in addition, while you're holding the deck, you can draw an action and roll one hit die and add +2 to the number rolled. And each creature within 30 feet takes radiant damage or gains healing equal to that number.
Shit.
What requires attunement?
That one does, yes. My deck of wild cards does not. Is that what you came looking for? You came to this market looking for decks to reshape fate?
In some ways, we've looked and are looking for many things that reshape fate. Decks are just among many of the items that do so.
I have one item that might interest you then. It has been used nearly to its extent, but still one of the most valuable items you could ever find. And he'll pull out a ring. He pulls out a really nice ring, which has, it's a golden ring. It has 3 gemstones on the top of it, 2 of which are shattered, 1 of which is still whole. This is a nearly spent ring of 3 wishes, containing 1 wish still.
Interesting.
Give me a perception check.
Both of us.
Yeah.
24.
25.
You're noticing that this ring is a little bit tarnished. The points where the 2 gemstones are cracked seem to have kind of negatively affected the ring a little bit. It just seems like the ring is just old, super old and worn. It has a golden band. This golden band looks like it'd be very uncomfortable to put on though. It looks like it's supposed to be like a flat, wide band, but the band is twisted all around, and you're thinking like putting it on your finger would be very like kind of uncomfortable with the way that the band is weirdly twisted. But the 1 gemstone and the ring around that 1 gemstone still seem to be very bright and functional. The gold around it isn't tarnished like the 2 that are spent. As you can see, 2 of the 3 charges have been sent. You usually wouldn't consider getting rid of this, as it's always nice to have in a pinch. But I am willing to, if
Seems like there
that's
might
what
be
you're
some
thinking.
consequence to putting that ring on.
There's always consequences to wishes.
I'm not saying it wishes, I'm saying merely putting the ring on.
It looks like maybe a story accompanies that one.
You have to be careful when reshaping reality. If you wish for the wrong things, you can warp all of reality around you, which is what is said to have happened to one of the people who wished this. All of reality warping around them while wearing the ring left the ring looking a little worse for wear, but still has a wish.
Have you ever gleaned what happened to the person who wished the last wish of this ring?
We've looked into it briefly, but it seems that however they made this wish, they worded it in such a way that it removed them from this existence in a very painful manner. So be careful about how you go about and what you would go about wishing when doing so.
Apparently the wording is very important.
I wouldn't know. Usually I'm very straightforward, isn't that not what
It
you
was
would want
straightforward.
to do?
It was a 50 by 50 by 50 foot room full of gemstones.
This guy wasn't here for that. Fuck off.
I'm just saying.
You already murdered my character who made that wish. We've moved past this. I'm very straightforward with what I wish. What I would wish. Tend not to mince words. Maybe that could be a dangerous thing.
Wishes typically are.
It's powerful magics.
Definitely. I find it quite challenging.
Unfortunately, I have nothing on my person other than gemstones, and something tells me precious gemstones would not be worth worth enough for a wish.
I would want to trade something more valuable, but it just depends on what you have. That you think would be worthy of the most powerful of magics. And are you interested in either of these decks you mentioned? Deck of wild cards or the Fate Dealer's deck?
I think I am interested in those. Maybe less. Well, I mean, maybe one day I would be interested in that, so never mind. I am interested in both. Sound very nice.
Both are very rare decks of cards. Not very red, very rare decks.
They're not only
Very
very
rare.
red, they're also very rare.
I tried to say rare and deck at the same time, and it came out as wreck.
Rex.
Be very wrecked.
That's a very rare deck.
Rickety rickety wrecked.
Just wreck.
And is there anything special to you that you would be willing to trade for the ability to cast Wish?
Fortunately, I am rather attached to what I have. I would argue that, yes, the things that I carry with me are very much worth that of a wish, but I am also not willing to part with them.
What about you? You say you come looking for better things. A wish could grant you access to things more powerful than what you have there.
That is true. The consequences, though, might be something with which we are not willing to pay.
Perhaps. That is always how things work. Just an option. Nothing I have here is necessary. You don't have to purchase anything more than what you've already purchased. That is. I'll have to get back to work on making potions of healing. Because my stock has been thoroughly depleted now.
This is true.
If you're not willing to accept gems for that, then
For the Ring of Wishes.
right.
I mean, you'd have to blow me away if you were trying to get gemstones. There's a sell for that.
I think you would find that we have that capability. As it is what
we have come here for could even merely offer this place to pack folding of gems. With still a great many of very, very pricey gems in it.
You pique my interest with this. But still, I mean, one could wish for a bag of holding worth or full of gemstones.
Sure.
This one is slightly less than full.
Could still also, by that regard, expend one's ability to wish, from my understanding.
True.
Rather, still have it and wish another day.
One could wish for 2 bags of holding worth are full of gemstones.
I'm sure you could even think bigger. Wouldn't be surprised if others elsewhere have.
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Simply wishing for gemstones seems like not a best course of action, but
I suppose there could be consequences for most anything you wish for. Simply selling something like that for something that is tangible without the consequences would be a benefit to itself.
I feel like you'd be better off wishing for maybe a bag of holding that generates gemstones daily from thin air. Minimize the risk of the gemstones coming from somewhere else.
Sure. You never know where those things might be coming from.
And then you're not just carrying a bunch. Rather, they slowly generate, spend them as you need them. This is intriguing, but for a wish, I don't think it's enough. Though I thank you.
Oh. As we've said, figured that was the case.
Grab your bag and walk on out for that drink.
Leave from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Might be back for the decks.
Yes, let me know. Those are much more purchasable with gemstones than a wish, of course. So we could definitely work if you have as many as you have there. You see Grizzle outside giving the shop a wide berth. Kind of comes to do. Did you guys buy anything? Did you get what you're looking for? Your
But a
egg
few
beans?
things.
Did he have egg beans?
We're good.
He did not. But
No.
he had things that we could use to trade for them.
That's good.
All these trade shops. There's got to be a tavern around here somewhere.
There are taverns.
Would you mind pointing us in the direction of one?
Not at all. It's like fun things. Oh, you're not in here. Of course you're not in here. I thought you were old school. You're not in there at all. Oh well. It was worth checking. Yep.
We're all kind of milling around. Quiz goes up to the goblin. Says, I really do appreciate you showing us around here. Please accept this as a token of my appreciation. Hands in 4 black sapphires.
4 black sapphires. Cool. Absolutely, I'm thankful. I'm just doing my job, making sure you're not causing problems, but I will fix this.
Well, I mean, if we're in the vein of giving, I did gather this for you. After hearing your desires, it seemed only fitting that we have the ability to give such a kind guide a gift that will improve his quality of life in this place. And Adun will open up his alms box and remove the well-wrapped mask of comprehending languages and hand it over to him. This will allow you to cast the spell Comprehend Languages at will.
Good for reading.
You will be able to read just about anything with this.
I'll take the mask and tuck it inside of this thing. My knowledge will grow great from here. Who wants to roll me a d6?
Do it.
Me?
Roll that d6.
D6. How about a 3?
3. How about it?
How about?
How about a fucking 3?
Apparently Jess is going to be later than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like 2 hours.
Wonder
Yeah.
if he's okay.
Well, the closest tavern is Ember's Embrace. Can bring you there. And he'll kind of guide you deeper towards the like riverside area where this eerie river that kind of reflects the red stone and that light.
It's called Ambrose and what?
Ember's Embrace.
Ember's Embrace.
You get to this tavern. Ember's Embrace is distinguished by a warm, inviting glow that emanates from enchanted sconces lining the exterior. The wood furnace is adorned with intricate carvings and dancing flames. I'm sorry, the wooden facade. I don't know why I said furnace. When you enter, the interior is dominated by a grand fireplace, casting a comforting, warm glow throughout the space. Tables are arranged in cozy clusters, each with its own miniature fire pit. A scenery of smoky ember wood and roasted meats. The scent of smoky ember wood and roasted meats fills the air. You see a fire genasi standing at the bar, and working throughout, you see a half orc standing kind of to the front. It kind of nods at you guys when you enter in. You see a fire genasi working the area, bringing people drinks and such. And then behind the bar and in near kind of the fire pit, you see somebody working the side of the fire pit. It has a little door and he's like cooking different meats on it. You see a dwarf who seems to be cooking meats and such, kind of in almost like a kitchen nook behind the bar.
Nice. Freshly roasted and cooked meats.
Everything one could need.
Those of you who eat would find this savory.
And Grizzly kind of comes in. It's like standing behind you guys.
Rather savory.
Won't pick your favorite spot.
There's a large area on the bar, and then there's open tables.
quiz is not looking for the most shadowed table, but maybe the next most.
You're not really finding that here.
So everything's kind of bright. With
Everything's
fire.
got a light, and each table has its own miniature fire built in the center. So each table is a source of light. So pretty much anywhere you go, this entire place is just glowing like the inside of a forge. The walls even seem to kind of almost reflect some of the light, as if the entire place is just glowing. You were looking, the bartender, Fire Ganassi has like smoldering eyes, and his hair kind of comes up into like spikes, and you can see the tips of them kind of flare out as if they're like singed a little bit, just like kind of slightly flame kissed. Talking to a couple people at the bar and walking back and forth.
It's a little bright in here for my taste.
The food is good.
My bad. I'm gonna do a little blink out the halo. Just a puff of smoke.
Half orc by the Dorcas. Well, if you don't like it, you're not obligated to stay.
I agree. He walks out.
I assume that the food does smell fantastic, though. Guess we'll walk out.
Because like I thought you wanted a tavern.
A little more private potential.
I mean, it's a bit of a walk, but we can go to Gloomhaven Brews. Gloomhaven Brews is probably a little darker.
Might be more along my liking.
We can also go up top. There's the Shadow Tankard Inn. I mean, it's kind of more cozy, dimly lit. Food's not as good. Food here is really good. Try to bring you, the best food because you were nice to me.
Appreciate that, but I don't like being under the spotlight, as it were.
For the rest of us, Grizzle, we spent a good chunk of time at a volcano and inside of a volcano. There might be some traumatic triggers in that space. Just wanna.
It's not a volcano, it's just like little fire things for.
I'm just making excuses.
That probably won't even
for
burn
him.
you.
I really don't mind.
You don't have to do that.
I'm just saying, if you're worried about volcanoes, maybe the abyss isn't the best place to be.
No, we're not. That's pretty much why we went there, is we weren't necessarily worried.
That's fine. If you don't like it, where do you want to go? Shadow Tankard Inn up top, or do you want to go down into the Gloomhaven Brews on the other side of the cavern?
Those other ones sound sad. They just sound sad. Just an observation.
Sounds like my kind of people.
You are a lot of, dare I say, fun.
Still can't be
Dare you say?
Dare I say?
Dare you? How dare you?
That's what I'm saying. Didn't want to step out of line.
Shadow Tankard Inn, if you would.
Let's go back up. Now start guiding you back up on the other side.
Are there any creatures that fly around in this space? In and around this town?
You're looking, I mean, give me a
Hard to tell.
perception.
Dirty 30.
Every once in a while, you think you may see something kind of moving about, but with the heavy mists and smoke and stuff about here, because you've got like a natural or a magical fog that's being built, and then mists that are kind of swirling throughout it, and the combination of them make it look like there's just movement about. Makes it look almost like maybe like a magical storm. So it's really hard to tell, but every once in a while you think maybe, yeah, you see a little bit of something flying through, and a lot of times they're small, maybe like impish creatures.
Do I ever see like
About.
any humanoids or cocra, freaking pit fiends, succubi, celestials?
Humanoids with wings,
Occasionally.
maybe like winged tieflings, maybe demons of sorts. Nothing overly, there's just different things.
I'm just trying to gauge whether or not it would be against my best interest to try and fly around in here. But who knows?
You could fly around in here. You probably are going to want to know where you're going,
Right.
because as soon as you get up, you're going to be kind of flying, going like, okay, now I can't see, because you have true sight, but that doesn't help the fact because there truly is mist there.
Right.
You can truly see
It's
that the mist
actually
is
there.
in the way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
There's real, actual, factual mist.
You get to the Shadow Tankard Inn. It has kind of a facade of darkened wood and stone adorned with flickering blue and purple runes. A wrought iron sign swings above the entrance, depicting a tankard casting shadows. Lanterns in hues of indigo line the exterior, casting an otherworldly glow. Once you enter, the interior is cozy yet mysterious, with dimly lit tables arranged around the central hearth. The air is filled with the scent of exotic spices and enchanted herbs. A live band consisting of a tiefling bard and a dwarven drummer provides an ambient, enchanting melody. Behind the bar, you see a drow with silver hair and regal demeanor. She's kind of moving throughout the tavern with a quiet grace. There's a dwarven drummer in the band who also tends to the bar at times. It's kind of gruff but friendly, thick beard.
What you're saying is a dwarf.
A nimble elven server moves silently among the table. Her silver hair seems to shimmer with an otherworldly glow. And a tiefling bard who also doubles as a storyteller, keeps people captive. That's the bar and the staff and the people here. Among the tables, there are a couple patrons and stuff, but they don't seem to be tied to the actual people at the bar.
Do you find this ambiance fitting?
Much better.
Let us find a seat.
Looks like a salad. Lettuce.
Make like a salad. That is pretty good.
What do I say?
Sit down. The female elf walks up to you. Goes, what will you be having?
Take a tankard ale.
Can you do that? Tankard of ale, any meals or anything for you?
That's more.
Just the ale. So you're looking at 1 gold piece each for ale.
How much for a ale and a meal for each of us here?
Ale and a meal, 10 gold piece each. The meal, it's a fine meal. It includes 1 ale.
That seems
been so long since I've eaten, I almost forgot I have to.
This is all kind of for show for me. I'm sure he'll eat all of what I have.
We're doing 4 meals, 5 meals. Are you fine for your goblin friend?
We'll buy for the grizzle, yes.
5 meals, 5 ales.
50 gold pieces.
We can square up at the end. I just need to know if I'm going and getting food started and bringing ales over.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
She'll walk off. Goes back and talks to a couple people, comes back and drops off 5 tankards of ale. Some bread and cheeses. Center of the table. Grizz definitely just gonna grab a piece of bread, cheese.
Help yourself. You can have the majority of my portion as long as you can beat Gorak to the punch.
I don't want to punch anybody. I'm just going to eat.
It's all kind of wasted on me.
Did you guys get what it was you were looking for?
We have had a lot of success, yes. Not specifically what we were looking for, but maybe something that can do just as well.
There's no egg beans.
No egg beans, unfortunately, nor the eggs that could potentially come from them. It's much more difficult to acquire those. You need the eggs. You also need to be really lucky with the eggs.
I thought you needed the beans. And the beans get you the eggs.
You need the beans for the eggs, yes. Yes, that's
Lucky beans.
right.
Magic eggs.
Yes.
I'm following. As you guys are eating, you can see he's like puts on his, with the mask that you gave him, kind of covers over the ears. It's like focusing on and getting it all set up.
Yeah. Lots to read when you can read it all.
I can also just hear it all, understand everything better.
That is true.
It's very nice. He will be eating as the music plays, and the music will break off. You can see that the bartender goes and the dwarf goes and starts preparing food and such, as the bard tells a story of abyssal realms and people who've traveled through this area, and just kind of entertains people with stories of triumph, escaping the dire fate of the abyss into this wonderful safe haven from everything.
Fair enough.
So you eat, and then are you looking to stay here? Are you looking to
I think maybe to spend the
beans,
night.
leave? What are you doing?
We have rooms for the night.
There's rooms available here.
Yes.
Definitely rooms available, if that's what you wish. It's still relatively early in the day, but not crazy early. I mean, you've
Well, we spend time
past
eat the
lunchtime,
meal,
yeah.
and we can all sort of vent.
by the time you're done, it's like afternoon.
We
If there's
visited a
anywhere
lot
you
of
wanna go.
places.
Yeah. You also started early in the morning.
That's true. Could send a few messages to Laura Quinn.
Do you need messaging services?
Oh no, I have that capability myself. But I thank you.
Absolutely.
Just trying to figure out why I have that.
Or you have what?
My character sheet says that I just have it an unlimited amount.
Sending? I don't know why.
Does not sound like a real thing.
It doesn't sound like a real thing at all.
But I always have it prepared. None of my items give me that, so I don't know why it just says that.
I see you just having sending as a spell. Oh. Range is unlimited.
Oh, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Why is that a thing? Yeah, it's range. I was just looking.
The range is unlimited, but it's not at will.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
I was like,
Unlimited? Unlimited sending?
Shouldn't
That doesn't
say
make
that.
sense. Yeah, no. Good.
it may, but it shouldn't.
Perfect. Okay. But yeah. Cast a sending double workman? Yes.
Okay.
We acquired what we went for, and now we are searching for more artifacts to improve our chances.
Well, that was quick. Glad things are going well. We are about to settle in for the day. Let me know if you need stuff.
That was quick. They're about to settle in for the day and let her know if we need stuff. We did leave them with a lot of stuff.
In case we needed stuff, she's got us.
Add one word. She could have tried for anything, but depending on how she said it, you might get any. Let us know if you need any.
Stuff.
Or when I always need any.
You guys can be finicky, depending on how you put your words in it.
And did I need any? Now I have to think. Perfect. Seems like she's well. Did we learn anything that would particularly help Glancerin on his quest?
I'm not sure what he's looking for. But don't think so.
Raven Queen stuff? No, not really. You guys
We never went there.
never looked into anything, never tried, even just the basic rudimentary search for anything. You pretty much just never even thought to ask. That's cool. You also are in this market and you have not looked into any of the artifacts or any of the very powerful items needed to
Cast the ritual.
cast the ritual to summon that room to go back.
Right.
And looked for the celestial ivory portal, a polished brainstone, or an astral silver spoon.
That one I feel like we will need to be a little more discreet with. Not that anybody necessarily would know what each of the pieces of those things would be needed for. I would suspect that they wouldn't, but we don't really need any of them asking questions why we are purchasing these things.
I'm asking questions.
Don't.
Why are you purchasing these things?
Stop it. We didn't ask a question.
I did.
Constitution saving
Failed.
47.
Failed.
Oh,
Needed
well.
50.
Silvery bars.
32.
Okay, well, Quiz, you have advantage.
On what?
I cast silvery bars, so you just have advantage.
Oh, okay.
Next each one.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, that was something I was hoping to do tomorrow.
Golrag will mention, he's like, so now that we have 3, do we know what it is we're trying to wish for?
I have a few ideas. Also, I'm not necessarily sure if it is my place to give any input, considering I was not one who, I guess, had anything to contribute for the trade.
Be a voice of reason.
I could certainly try. I think that empowering our physical forms to their absolute perfect capacity would be something we should attempt. However, I have knowledge of, again, wishes distorting reality and warping the wording of such wishes, that if you were to wish such a thing like that, it might put you in a permanent stasis. It might rip you back in time so that, yes, you might be the most powerful life form, but you are standing amongst, I guess, the beginnings of life itself. And then what do you do? And then what is your purpose? I would like for us to gain the benefit of these eggs without necessarily having to acquire all of the eggs, or without necessarily having to, I guess, who knows, trade for those eggs. Interesting, when Zarvax was talking to us earlier, I thought, what if we wish for a magic bag of beans, that when we plant them, it only gives us eggs, and have this magic bag of beans be regenerative. Sprouts new beans every day.
You say plural. Is there a specific number you're looking for? 1 to 1,000?
The bean, it sprouts eggs. Try to get you toward it. How's that? We could always strive for that.
Always has 10 beans in the bag, and each bean planted only produces the magical eggs to have the ability to increase one's form or explode within you, but then we have to undergo the challenge of eating those eggs. I'm not worried about that. We can bolster ourselves up for that. Maybe one use of the wish could wish that we could have the knowledge or experience necessary to undergo these trials. Again, this might shoot us forward in time. I don't know how I would word it. Wish that we were at our current, or wish that we were at this current moment ready and able to undergo these tests.
Ready and able's figurative too.
Also true.
We ran across somebody who was ready and able for the test, and he failed.
Well, we've already determined that whether or not we can take these tests has no amount of telling if we will succeed or not. In fact, most likely we won't, at least from what I saw from that man. From all external appearances, what we saw, he was the one who was probably going to be the most successful to undergo that challenge, and he failed. So, I mean, that is correct. I agree. If we wish for that, it doesn't necessarily improve our chances. It just gets us there. What can we do to improve our chances beyond that? Beyond these eggs? I don't think there's much. Other than actually taking the time, making the universe a safer place, cleansing lands, directly undoing what these titans are doing before we fight them. That can take many years if we go that route.
I think the beans could help us, but I don't think that. I think the way the beans work is they strengthen some of our weaker attributes, whereas we need to focus on our stronger attributes.
I think it all can work to be better. Maybe one of the wishes can be used to, I guess, maximize our strongest attributes. But again, what does that do? How do you wish for that without breaking reality?
I don't know. I definitely do not know. I know that we can keep along the paths we're on and focus on building those attributes, but it could take some time and some work. I feel like wishes to do things like help people to live, to cleanse the land, to limit the spread of the disease and increase the growth of food, to reduce the anger amongst people and the warring would be as beneficial as anything else.
Those are good thoughts.
Maybe we could just buy some beans, see what happens. Could wish for beans as well.
We can't buy beans, as we have already found out. We can barter for beans. Certainly not as many as it would take.
We can buy decks, and we can trade decks for beans. We still haven't talked to half the shops. We could probably start looking for.
I mean, we have
Things.
talked to quite literally like half of the ones that were listening to us. One so far had decks, other than the one that we're trying to trade with.
We didn't even ask necessarily. That was the only one we even asked if they had any decks.
It's true. Not asked.
We haven't talked to the. Somebody who did trades and secrets. We're going to talk to them. We didn't go to Argyle's shop. We didn't go to the Ironworks Emporium. We haven't gone to Thrax.
Or Lisa. The hardest thing is, it is really difficult to sell to merchants who deal in trade. Our gemstones seem to mean nothing to about half the people here anyway.
I mean, gemstones seem to go places just when you're walking up and going like, I'll trade you gems for a wish. They seem to be less inclined. You can use them for herbs and healing potions and all that stuff.
These decks are also among very high valued artifacts. So
Zarvax was peaked when we threw in the one bag of gems. I mean, we could potentially throw in more. It just depends on the level we want to go to get another wish, if that's where we're looking to get. Just depends.
It always depends. But again, those are my thoughts. I think that what you offer is absolutely a noble cause and could absolutely stifle these titans. Obviously, we've read how subverting or undoing a lot of their damage, working to promote growth, is said to have the ability to weaken them. My question is, for how long? If we're going to wish those things or wish of those things, to what extent? You know.
Well, from the way I understood it, it's more of that for 20 years now, they've been sowing death, pestilence, famine, and war. And as those grow, they grow in power.
Right.
Much like most gods work, as their teachings grow, they grow in power. So countering those things would, any one of those would weaken them until they were capable of countering the counter. So in theory it would be permanent, but then could be undone. Just really depends.
So then what does one wish for? Wish that all of the land on the material plane was fertile and able to bear healthy fruit again? Is that too much to ask? Is it too little to ask?
Yeah, but then these 4 titans would just really go back in there and wipe it out like they did the first time.
It could cause them to become more active and violent, which could, let's say we made the land fertile, weakening famine. Well, he could call out, and then maybe death and pestilence and war and a weakened famine may ride again, and then we end up strengthening war, death, and pestilence at the cost of weakening famine. I mean, we'd have to be careful how we do it, how we word it, the extent we did. I feel like what you are offering is a great idea. Maybe, like our party, smaller things could influence things in a positive light without gaining any attention. I mean, before I would say have all the lands become fertile, I would more so wish that 1 acre of land increased in fertility by 50% every week on the material plane. It'd be small, but it would start doing that. Or maybe per day, maybe wish that 1 extra piece of fruit grow every day. Cumulative, you know, that could expand in a way that may take longer to notice. Something like that. Maybe wish that 1 blood-hungry warrior per day decide that he's tired of fighting and retreat into solace or something like that. I don't know. Rather than going like the entire world, boom, 1 big thing. I feel like a small trickle might do more in the long run.
If we set something up that maybe operates on a daily basis over time, we continue our quest to better ourselves and locate these artifacts, then maybe over the time it takes us to acquire them, then we could fight these things in a weakened state. I do like that.
I agree.
just the thought.
It is smart. It is difficult to say what will work or even affect these creatures. If it will even have the effect that we desire, it is all speculation.
This is true. We could also wish for some of these items maybe to not have to go and try to barter for these crazy powerful items, to be able to summon your little library thing. So that you have access to the trial for you.
I mean, maybe gemstones would work for those.
We could also, I mean, yes, we could also wish for to be teleported to one of these locations. You know, I wish we were on a ship at the ocean rift before the pocket dimension of Melora, about to encounter a guy whose name I can't think of right now. The elemental hurricane. Or I wish we were atop the mountain where, or in the plane of air where Chord's spark is, you know, something like that. Push us towards something. Wish we were at the vault material plane where Sahin's spark is located. Things out. I mean, that's going to be. We spent weeks going over and doing stuff outside of the times, all that stuff we were doing. The people we paid out doing that stuff aren't necessarily doing it right now.
We can call them back, we can give them that information, speed up their process. Again, kind of like what you say, why would we spend a wish on things that we already have the knowledge for? We can do the footwork, we can go to these places. So we're either trying to save time, or we're trying to...
Maybe call me weird, I'm just trying to keep wishes at a lower level, given, you know, things that have been unleashed or set upon this realm because of potentially wishes that some of us may have or may not have possibly made.
Not what some of us did.
You all seem to have a lot of apprehension about wishes.
We've dealt with a few consequences.
It is smart to be careful.
There's a reason we have lots and lots and lots and lots of gemstones. That being said, we also got lots and lots and lots of tension.
Yeah, avoiding the attention sounds good, but also being our actual best for these trials. Again, we can do that over time. I think it is smart to get an artifact of that nature into Noran's hands, as it seems he is ready and able to attempt these trials.
Capable at this point. Like, I am literally just past the bar. That's all I know. I mean, I wouldn't mind going back to the Warlands and maybe just devouring foes for a while and strengthening my body and mind. Or helping you gather stuff and focusing on strengthening my body and mind in the process to make sure I'm ready. Because yes, it could be, but reading some of the things and some of the ideas of what I may have to go against, I don't know if I'm ready to handle what the deepest, darkest oceans can throw at me. A lot of my powers come from the deepest, darkest oceans, where I take just a small pinch of what they are and release it into this realm, and you guys see what I'm capable of.
This is true.
Oh, that sounds great. I think we ought to rest for the night and convene down here in the morning.
Sleep on it. Think of what may work well for you, what may not.
Yes? Let us rest. Rooms are available. They are very, very nice rooms. They're available for 20 gold per person. Grizzle already has a room. He's like, I'm good. I can. If you guys are posting up, I can leave and then just come back in the morning. Escort you guys around, keep an eye on things.
Then we'll see in the morning.
So you kind of settle it in. Okay.
If I give you a black pearl, would you be willing to cover the cost in gem or in gold pieces? Quiz.
Definitely.
Gorak also, he's like, I can do some of that. Or if Quiz is going to, that's fine as well.
I mean, technically you are footing the bill for using one of these gemstones.
So that's 80 gold for us for the night.
Yes. They will accept gemstones if you prefer as well. Obviously, I wouldn't do like a black pearl.
I was going to say mine are pricey ones. But
Unless you want like the nicest rooms for a week.
It's already done deal.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say a black pearl will get you the nicest rooms with food for a 10-day. So,
just a normal little room. Just fine.
cool. So you guys get a room and you guys go and rest. So at that point, mark off a long rest, which means you guys can level up if you've been waiting on that. Which is when you would effectively undo that level
Switch.
warlock.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be good. Cool. And Gorak is now level 20 and has some hit points.
Has some hit points.
Gorak can take 200 points of damage and not be bloodied.
Good lord.
That is a bump. Oh, that's a bump. +4 to strength, +4 to con. Yeah. What are you doing? Paladin or cleric?
Oh, cleric.
So you guys are getting close as well. Oh, this is painful. Oh, and that fucking bumps up his armored class too. It's a lot. Yeah, oh, Gorak actually has a decent armor class now. Extra +2 to it. Oh, that should be there. Cool. So that's what's up. Let's come here. And up to this. Make sure we're all set. Want that. We want this. And we want this. Where was he? Is he not in here? I thought he was in here. I think it was in one of these. What's that? I'm looking for. Here you are. Quiz. Upon finishing your long rest, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Holy shit.
Natural 20. 24. You wake up fine, but you just have this weird feeling. You wake up and you slept fine, but your bed just seems like dampened, like just
I
excessive,
pissed myself.
excessive sweat.
Oh.
You just feel this uneasy feeling you haven't dealt with in a while, where you just kind of feel like you're being watched. Which you don't think is wholly possible, but you still feel it. But you guys awaken after a long rest. What would you like to do?
Dune will gather the boys.
Okay.
And a Dune will cast a 9th level aid on you, himself, and Nora.
9th level aid.
So 40 hit points to our max.
On Norn as well.
Yeah. For 8 hours. Better safe than sorry.
Gorg's like, I don't get any.
You look just fine, Golrak.
That's cool. That's cool. We did it.
Give you 1/10 of your hit points. Technically less.
Just under 1/10. Just under. Cool. Well, we have 3 wishes. We have eggs available.
We have gems available to purchase decks with to potentially get eggs.
We have other shops we haven't visited. We can go start looking at maybe seeing what kind of stuff we can get from like Secrets Trader or anything like that. Haven't even looked at Argyle the Arcane.
Yeah. Let's try and use gems to get decks to try and trade Malgrim, because I think that Malgrim can hopefully help us with these decks. He said he could do a Fate Weave if we bought from Zarvax. I think we should try and get the wild deck from him. Is anybody offended if I eat the last eagle?
No, eat all of that that you can. Because I've already eaten so
It's
much.
a lot of like sugar and stuff, but also I'm starving.
I feel you.
I would absolutely eat it all, but like I definitely need to not kill myself.
I feel you. I need beverages. Do you need anything while I'm up?
Wait, don't come this way. Take a step back.
Did you fart?
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
It's really bad. Allow me to get you a drink.
Oh God.
Yeah, if you want to just give me a
I'm
give me
scared.
2 wild cherry Pepsis. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm like, is a couple of trucks going to protect us, or did you just like vacate this entire premise? Oh, I'm getting lingering over here already. Yep, it's over here.
Oh fuck.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, you might want to go wipe.
I do apologize.
You just shit your pants.
For our meal prep this week, I made up a whole bunch of like quesadilla filling and mix. Oh, sorry.
I was
Oh my
confused for a second. I was like, wait a second.
too.
I don't want that hand.
But yeah, I made up a whole bunch of quesadilla filling, and it's filled with beans and Mexican food.
I saw this kind of funny meme. It was like, meal prep's getting real easy these days. And they had a bunch of like Tupperware containers.
Mm-hmm.
But each one of them had like cash and coin in it. It was like once at like Taco Bell, once at Burger King, and things like that. It's like, okay.
I mean, that's pretty standard.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't do the meal prep. Something about working in a restaurant. it's really easy for me to just eat there.
Yeah.
Given that it's cheaper for me to eat there than it is for me to go buy raw foods.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, dude, especially with you and your hustle, like, anytime they're offering gift cards or free meals and shit, you're like, oh,
contests
done.
and stuff like that. I'm like, yep, done.
I already sold the top 5 steaks. Fuck you guys.
I can now bonus now that I got the promotion. My bonus goes into points that I can use to buy like gift cards or whatever. But my bonus is basically I can turn it into Buffalo Wild Wings things. So I'm like, cool,
Nice.
chicken wings.
Yep.
And then use that on Tuesdays. And they're gift cards. So gift cards spend like cash there. So I still get my points.
Yep.
So I get buy one, get one traditional wings on Tuesdays. Get my points to get free stuff. And then also I'm getting free wings in the first place. So lots more chicken wings.
A lot of cheese. A lot of protein in that diet. Good stuff.
Yeah. We wake up, we get going. What would you guys like to do? Where would you like to go? How do you want to handle things? Do you want to just leave and be done?
We need to ask about these reagents. Definitely need to acquire the pieces for the ritual. Although we do not necessarily need to acquire them right now. Having them on hand, I think, is smart, but also could literally give anyone who were to overthrow us the capability to summon what they need to.
Grizzle thinks that Argyle will probably know the best as far as if you're looking for like material components, he does that. And if not, he would know where you need to go to get it, if they have it here, probably.
Argyle's the one.
And then, of course, Arya knows information, so she could potentially get information and find things. So, I would say either Argyle and just be direct forward, be like, hey, we're looking for this, or maybe Arya and be like, hey, discreetly, we're looking for this, what can you tell us? Those are both options.
Something tells me Arya likes payment for her secrets.
Well, she sells stolen information and discreet services. So, given that she sells stuff, I would assume that means payment.
So maybe
She's not just going to tell you things.
maybe let's start with Argyle.
So we'll start with Argyle the Arcane. So you guys head to Glimmering Gizmos. Anything? Any word? No word? No word. You guys head to Glittering Gizmos. There is a male gnome, a little bit up in age, not a whole lot. Definitely on the other side of adulthood. Short and wiry, long white beard, dressed in vibrant robes that don't really seem to match. Patterns look good, look really good, but the colors seem to really not match at all. He's in the back playing around with a couple of potions, kind of pouring a few things over and putting together some sort of geared piece of thing. He looks out to you guys and recognizes that you're there. Just kind of goes back to his work. About his shop, you're seeing different arcane devices, but devices that seem to have arcane and mechanical connections. You're seeing mechanical arms and legs and hands and things like that. Potentially like prosthetic replacements or such. Little round metal balls and things that look kind of like potions and things like that, but in like metal tubes and such. A couple of firearms, things like that. Barrels, bags, things like that on shelves. As he tinkers away in the back. What do you guys want to do?
Just go and start talking to him. Excuse me, are you Argyle, the purveyor of glimmering gizmos?
That I am. I absolutely am. What can I do for you, my friend?
We are looking for reagents for some rather difficult higher end sorts of spells, rituals, things of that sort.
Definitely something that I deal in. I have lots of reagents, and if I don't have reagents, I have things that you can use to supersede reagents in a lot of places. I've got a couple of things that will allow you to ignore material components for certain spells. I have things that work in place of certain material components, not just your typical arcane implements, but things of a higher nature than that as well, depending on what it is you're looking for.
Fair enough. Start with something interesting then. Would you happen to have any silver spoons?
Silver spoon? Like just a spoon made out of silver?
No, see, these spoons are made with the thrands.
You're talking about an astral silver spoon.
Yeah, astral silver spoon.
An astral silver spoon. Do I have one? No.
Or
Have I seen one? Do I understand how you could get one? Yes, potentially. Though those are unfavored items not everybody likes to openly talk about, because usually the process of getting one requires you to kill at least one creature.
kill somebody or something, yes.
Generally.
Yes.
But I might know about how to get your hands on one.
As in someone who has already crafted one?
Somebody who may already have one.
Well,
Apparently I can't find one.
near or far?
Near.
We'd absolutely be interested in that information. Would be helpful, but also would
understand if that is sensitive information.
It's sensitive, but it's something that, you know, might come up in the course of discussing business.
Of course, of course. Other types of reagents. A celestial portal.
Celestial ivory portal?
Yes.
That's what you said? I don't know right offhand who would have a celestial ivory portal, but if I had to recommend something, I would almost say that Sorella, or maybe Celestial Ivory. Maybe. Where are you? Now am I missing the word divine? It's right fucking there. In the words. Here it is. Or maybe Lyra. Lyra might have it. Lyra would probably be the one to go to, but I mean, it just depends.
Interesting. Sorella or Lyra. How about... I'm like ripping apart my notes in all of the several different places I have them, and I cannot find what the last one is called. The Iron Heart?
It's a polished brainstone.
Oh, polished brainstone. Jesus.
You were way off.
Way off. Polished brainstone.
Not even close. Polished brainstone. And I know where it is. I just have to find the person, because I specifically made a person for each of these items potentially. And you are one of the people who would know. You just need to see the word. That's not it. There we go. For brainstone, I don't know, but if someone is going to have something like that, you're probably going to want to talk to Auric.
Auric.
Yeah. Auric's going to have all the enchanted gemstones and things like that you could imagine.
Fair enough. Now for this astral silver spoon. Something like a 5,000 gold piece diamond unseal your lips.
I don't just deal in that sort of nature. I tend to more so. No, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. I fucking hate you so much. So much right now. That's exactly what I wanted to do. It's just... Did you just close everything else? Where's the rest of my stuff? Cool. So that's just how we're doing this now. Fine. Generally, if you're looking for information, I tend to only... I speak more candidly with people purchasing things as opposed to somebody who's just asking questions. Is there something you're looking to purchase?
Well, we are in the market for things that have more of a wild or chaotic or unpredictable nature.
things such as decks of many things, several things, many more things, dimensions, wild things, etc. Or any sort of trinkets you have that might sort of have that nature. Or, you know, higher than trinkets. I understand some things can be considered more valuable than trinkets.
Well, I have to ask, first of all, are you asking for your own interests, or are you asking for Malgrim?
Yes and yes, if that makes sense. So we are looking to trade with Malgrim. Malgrim had told us the types of things he is interested in. And so here we are in need of things that he has, and he wants things of that nature.
Okay. Curious. I would have certain things for him, such as a bag of tricks. I have 3 of these available, 1 of each type. And
Bags of tricks.
I have a deck of miscellany available for him that I would trade you for him.
Miscellany. That's pretty fun.
And because I feel like it wouldn't be detrimental, I'd be willing to sell a deck of wonder to you as well. Those are things I would allow him to get his hands on. If it wasn't going to him, I might have several other things available, but it doesn't bode well for our shop if we have a wild magic sorcerer playing around with things.
Understandable.
Especially when it's the type who might just like call down a comment on this place, or, you know, potentially reveal the entire place to everyone here.
That is fair.
Those are some things that I would offer to you if you were interested.
Bag of tricks, deck of miscellany, deck of wonder. Those all sound pretty fantastic.
They're not bad. Just depends on what you're looking for. Is there anything else in particular that you guys are looking for?
We've been in the market for certain things that maybe grant boons that don't necessarily require attunement. We've purchased certain items from others that offer that sort of assistance.
If you're looking for something that grants boons without requiring attunement, I would probably say go to Sylvia. She'd probably have moonlit mysteries. She's got lots of elixirs and potions and things like that. It's your best way of getting boons that will not require attunement. They don't last forever, but they get the job done.
Sylvia. And that is a great way to go, obviously. Potions, things of that nature. That is a great suggestion. You are, of course, of glimmering gizmos. I am a creature of curiosity. What would you consider to be your most glimmering or fun gizmo?
Ooh, it's hard to say. One that I find is pretty extraordinary is this here. And he'll pull out, it's an ornate gemstone wooden chest. It's about 1.5 feet on each side. This chest can be filled with raw materials, food stuff, liquids, things like that. Effectively, you just name what you want, and poof, it appears inside the chest. It'll fill up the chest, given that the chest doesn't have anything else in it. For example, you can conjure a plate of strawberries, a bowl of hot soup, a flagon of water, a stuffed animal, a bag of 20 caltrops. Food and drink conjured from the chest are delicious, but they spoil after 24 hours. Gems and precious metals created by the chest disappear after 1 minute. This has 20 charges per day, but it regains up to 20 charges a day as well. I refer to this as the abracadabricus.
The abracadabricus. That is also pretty wonderful.
Sorry, the abracadabras.
Abracadabras.
This is great for when you need something random you may not want. Also, if you've been shopping here for a while, I do apologize. I've sold a couple of these, and this is why people find themselves less willing to trade in gemstones. Abracadabra! And he opens it up, and it's full of diamonds. Here, have a diamond. And he starts handing you 5,000 gold piece diamonds. Take all you want.
And they last a minute. Well, at least we can show our diamonds last longer than a minute. Because yes, we use gemstones.
There are other things as well, but there are ways to elongate the duration of summoned items with other magic spells. You could then cast on certain things, but they don't last forever. I have alchemy jugs. I have different, I mean, it just depends on what it is you're looking for. I have explosives. I have implosives. I have
implosives. Yikes.
I'm gonna pull out a little bead. This is a bead of force. It can be used to cause an explosion. It's helpful. Obviously, I have replacement appendages for people who find themselves in need of new limbs. I have items that contain the power of mechanics themselves. It can be used by multiple people. These are nice. They can be used once per day to kind of avoid fate, if you will. Just kind of focus in on what you're trying to do. It's referred to as a clockwork amulet.
Clockwork amulet.
Once per day, you pretty much just say this. I'm not going to do my best. I'm not going to do my worst. I'm just going to go at it and just give it a, just right down the middle. which can work well for some people. I have items that can bring forth fortresses and domiciles if needed. Just really kind of, it's hard to say what I would say my favorite things are.
The abracadabras, as you say, certainly something that can help a great many that are experiencing famine and other difficulties, lack of foodstuffs.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Can even help against pestilence and disease by creating a nice fresh source of food and water. Important sorts of items.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's about, I mean, the most of things. I mean, I have like little things as well, like orb of direction always tells you which way is north. Orb of time tells you what time it is, effectively. Really only works on the material plane, doesn't sell very well out here. And my ornithopter, those are always fun. If you guys want to fly. It's a flying machine. It's like a mechanical bird that you can ride.
That's kind of fun. Don't necessarily need it myself, but
Yeah. You're asking me what I like. I'm just trying to say some of the things I built.
you built them yourself.
These are all things I built, yes.
Impressive. Found myself falling back on the bag of tricks, the deck of miscellany, and the deck of wonder.
What is it that Malgrim is offering to do for you?
There are specific items that, well, I guess not items, specific foods that can be grown out of bags of beans, eggs, and he can slightly warp the beans to have a higher chance to produce the eggs. Still not a large chance.
He can help you in shifting the reality of the thing, but you're still going into it blind, probably. Do you know how the bean must sprout while not seeing it? Because he can help shift you from one sprout to an adjacent sprout, but you'd have to know kind of what it is you're looking for while not being able to see that. So throw on his ring, watch it, figure out what it goes, and maybe you can figure it out, but you'd have to kind of know the simmering or the similar sprouts. He can allow you to shift the fate, not as much as one would wish. You don't know, it's more so you can nudge it one way or other, which can be beneficial once you know what you're looking for. But if you don't know what you're looking for, he's not going to help you too much, I don't think. That being said, I always recommend being careful with those eggs because they can be detrimental. The random nature of them is good. Getting a handful of them and consuming them is good, but just be careful. Some people who've attempted to force them have made more powerful eggs, but also more powerful eggs are also more detrimental. People have been known to die eating them, which I would not recommend for your friend. You don't want to just die eating an egg. I mean, no one does, but you'll look less bringy-backy, if you will.
We've got ways to, of course, shift that a little bit more in our favor as well. But do appreciate that. That is excellent knowledge. Love to be aware and see how they grow. If and what kind of sprouts yield the eggs that we want. Potentially make them happen. You said you have had the
Fate
larger
spinning.
eggs.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of people trying to make eggs, wish for eggs, things like that. People have done things, and it doesn't always work out well. If it did, I mean, you'd be seeing just jacked sorcerers and wizards just walking around, or you'd see, absolutely jacked warriors with, charisma out the ass and, spouting off all sorts of divine rituals and such. But it's not a bad thing. I find that fate spinning, as he does it, would be better for the divine types and stuff like that. People who kind of know a parameter of where you're trying to line what you're trying to do. But it's just hard to say.
This is true. The opportunity maybe to go and trade for a Fate Dealer's deck, which sounds wonderful. But also not necessarily something that he would deal in. If we were to purchase, say, an Abracadabras and or a Deck of Wonder from you,
If you were,
would you be willing to give up some of that information regarding the Astral Silver Spoon?
I don't see why not. Especially if you were to purchase an Abracadabras. As you can see, it's the Abracadabras is just studded with tons of different gemstones. So probably a chance, since he makes these, that you could probably work on trying to purchase some stuff with gemstones from him.
We have many different kinds of gemstones. Am I seeing just kind of all sorts of smattering on these?
Yeah.
Rubies, sapphires, emeralds.
Yep. All different colors, all different gemstones. You're not even sure if you see this. This box is 1.5 feet wall, like on the sides. Again, or not. There's not gonna. Okay. Why don't you just reset then? There you go. An Abracadabras is an ornate gemstone studded wooden chest that weighs 25 pounds while empty. Its interior compartment is a cube measuring 1.5 feet on each side.
That's 1.5 foot by 1.5 foot by 1.5 foot.
So, but you're saying on the outside it says like studded with gemstones, and like on each side you're not even seeing necessarily two similar gemstones. So it's all kinds of different stuff.
We have all sorts of miscellaneous.
So that's an option. God, have you noticed how the heater has not stopped once since you've been here?
Yeah, dude.
It just dumps all down here. I need to block those off. I might just tape them off tonight because it's like so fucking hot in here. I think that's where he's going, is stepping outside and cool off. I'm wondering.
Yeah, it's hot. Did he go upstairs?
Yeah, he's from upstairs.
Oh.
I thought he was going to the bathroom, but no.
Same.
Maybe he just left. He's just done.
He's
Fuck this
like,
place.
he's like, I'm not even taking my shit. I'm just.
I'm not even taking my stuff. I'm just leaving. I'm done.
It's fucking hot.
It is warm. Yeah, and I got this on like. And then he's in the one room that has no heater furnaces, so he's trying to heat that room by dumping all the heat from everywhere else on. So.
Heat rises, except like there's like up
There's
half.
no vent cap. So the vents just dump into
It
the
all
walls.
comes out.
So it rises, but it fills the walls with heat and fills down here with heat.
Yeah.
And then it rises up eventually. But it rises up, not up and over to where he's at necessarily. So, whew,
That's perfect.
it is warm.
It's got all this capability to set shit up.
So what is your offer for an abracadabras? Or for a deck of wonder?
Well, skills of observation do not leave me short-handed. It appears you may need a lot of gemstones to create these.
Absolutely.
We have a great many to spare. In fact, I have an assortment of all kinds, as I have found. I could give you basically a smattering of each. Some are definitely more pricey than others. We have some, say, 5,000 gold piece rubies, black sapphires, emeralds, diamonds.
Doable. I would be willing to trade an abracadabras for gemstones. The going price for one is 100,000 gemstones. Or gold piece worth of gemstones.
We could do that. It is a lot of what I have, but I believe that it is worth it.
It's definitely an option.
I gave you 4 different kinds of these gemstones. So then if I were to give you say 5 of each of those, I would even toss in a handful of some of these lesser ones. Tiger's eye, amethyst, things of that nature.
You're saying 5?
It's 5,000 gold piece rubies, 5,000 gold piece emeralds, 5,000 gold piece black sapphires, 5,000 gold piece diamonds. Equals 100,000, and then I'll toss in like another 2,000 basically in a smattering of tiger's eye, amethyst, opal, like quartz, topaz, whatever.
If you make it 1,000, the 5 of the 4 each, and then you throw in maybe like 5, like a 5 of a lot of the lesser ones, and get me to a good number. I can throw in the abracadabras and the deck.
Yes, I'm absolutely willing to do that. That sounds great.
Deck of wonder. You okay? I know, it's hot as shit. Before next week, I don't know, I'm just probably gonna tape those things off. Because 2 of the vents are just open. And so it just dumps all that heat in here, and then he lives in that other room.
Yeah.
So there's no vents in that room. So he cranks the house up to like fucking 70 degrees, 75 degrees.
Gotta be 95 down here.
It feels like it.
Could I give you maybe a little bit of extra of these smaller ones to also toss in a deck of miscellany?
Yeah, we're looking at trying to hit about like 115,
Okay. Yeah.
115,000.
Perfect.
And we can make that work.
I've traded gemstones for a deck of wonder, deck of miscellany, and an abracadabras.
Are you doing the? Oh, so you're doing the miscellany as well?
Yeah, if that's okay.
The abracadabras and the the abracadabras and the deck of wonder would be about 115.
115.
If you want the deck of miscellany as well, we're looking at 125.
I just don't know if these are even worth it for this guy. Because the bags of beans are so fucking pricey in comparison. But I mean, we're here trading gemstones, might as well.
Mhm.
So, you said 125?
Mhm. 125,000.
Okay.
And he'll let you know, and kind of as you're going through as well. It's like, oh, and that thing we were talking about earlier. I'd maybe check out Umbral Blossoms. They have some components for darker rituals.
Thank you for this, and thank you for your discretion as well.
Of course.
You've been one of the most pleasant merchants that we've encountered. Thank you.
I try to be. And when you gather up all the things, he'll cast a spell magic on them. As that kind of goes through. It puts them into a box. And
Umbral blossoms?
Umbral Blossoms, yes. Vespira.
Vespira?
Vespira. Yep. She runs Umbral Blossoms, which sells rare herbs, poisons, and components for dark rituals. I trust you to mark off the gemstones.
Yes.
All that.
Yeah, I've
Is there-
been marking it this whole time on what I've been purchasing.
Is there anything else you guys are looking for at the moment that I can help you with? I pointed you in 4 different directions.
Reason for casting Dispel Magic on them?
Just making sure that you're not inflating the price of gems, that they're not fake gemstones, anything like that.
Yeah, just what we were talking about. Abracadabras and other sorcerers, wizards of the like that were bards.
And you notice that the diamond he gave you has disappeared at this point. But
Makes sense.
also, people like to hit distort value on things and stuff like that. Just easy enough to not have to worry about it. Is there anything else that you guys are interested in from here?
Nothing else I can think of.
You can always come back if you do change your mind on anything.
Absolutely.
I hope you enjoy your stay here in Shadowhaven.
Thank you.
Please let me know if there is anything else that I can offer you.
I do like this place. We should come back at least before we leave.
Absolutely. With that, I think we'll call it there because, yeah, I'm dying too. It's just miserable hot down here. I'm gonna have to figure out what I can do. But I mean, that heater hasn't shut off once
I
since
know.
we've been here. It's just cranking. I'm wondering what the heater's set to. So
Going.
He must have like an app or something on his phone where he just sits there and goes.
I don't know. But thank you guys for watching. We're gonna call it there. It's like 10 till, anyways. And we will pick up next week. And
And we'll make
See what's going
sweet,
on?
sweet love.
yeah, but not at all. Not that.
But not that.
Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Feel free to share if you want, and then we'll see you next week. Peace out.